hope I haven't walked past myself.
Yeah.
Poor world. 2 of me. Rough. Well. Welcome back to Fill in the Gaps. I am Egg, and we have a massive, massive episode today. A huge one. Not just for me, but for the podcast as well. When I started out this podcast, I made a list of bucket list people I would like to have on the podcast. And number 1 on that list was today's guest.
Yeah, right.
Look at that, hey? Look at that. We've been here.
What an honour.
Yeah. Chatting shit for about half an hour or so. But now we're going to start recording and talk some more shit. Today's guest is one of the faces of Perth tattooing, I would say. Also becoming the face of Fit Stop Baldivis very quickly.
Yeah.
There's a snake in his boot. It's Jackson May.
How you going?
How you going, man?
Yeah, good.
Thanks for being here. I appreciate
Thanks for having me, yeah.
Anytime. Before we get into it, please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, share the show. Check out the website, fitgpod.com, and all socials, fitg_podcast. Thank you to the sponsors, Industry Tattoo Supply and SW Laser Tattoo Removal. And I always forget to thank them, but thank you to the Hen House for letting me use the space to record the podcast. Wouldn't be possible without them. But into the episode. It is now 2025. This is going to be the second episode that gets posted in 2025, but
Yep.
Happy New Year to you anyway.
Happy New Year.
So I've got Jackson May from Youngbloods. In my personal opinion, one of the best artists in Australia.
Thanks,
I don't have a drop of colour on me. If I did have any colour, it would be all from you, because how you do some of the stuff you do, I have absolutely no idea. If you want to just spend the 2 hours talking about how you do it, then by all means, don't give away too many secrets.
That's it.
But I wanted to kind of start with, obviously, you are an incredible colour artist. Everyone kind of starts somewhere. How did you get from like your apprentice days early into your tattooing career to where you are now? Was it always, I want to get into larger scale colour stuff, or just larger scale stuff? Or was it just kind of a slow progress of, I want to do this, now I want to do this, now I want to do this, and then it became something else?
Yeah, so early days, it was very much just doing anything that walked through the door.
Yep.
And we're doing a lot of just your basic shit like tribal,
Yep.
you know, Cherry Creek, Flash, just stuff that, off the wall. Yeah, nothing, wasn't really that creative, but
Yep.
at the time was cool. Just doing any tattoo was, you felt good. So,
Yep.
and it wasn't until we sort of started getting into like reading through magazines like Tattoo Mags and stuff like that, and you
Yep.
start seeing these artists from Europe and even over east in Australia. At the time, there was a really big sort of tattoo scene over there where the guys were like doing a lot of portrait stuff and pushing the limits a bit of like tattooing.
Yep.
And yeah, once you start seeing that, you sort of get a bit inspired
Yep.
to try some stuff yourself. But it wasn't until, I don't know, probably like as we got into doing conventions, you start seeing these artists in real life. You know, you meet, like Bummer or Mick Squires or, those guys that are really like way ahead of their time.
Yep.
And yeah, you see what they're doing, and then it sort of like pushes you to sort of try new things. And so that was sort of my first experience with that.
Yep.
And then, we had at the second studio I worked at, Sinister Inc., and we hired some apprentices, and one of them was Cale Aiken, and me and him kind of like fed off each other for years, pushing each other, which was I thought was really cool.
He's Villains now, right?
He's Villains, yeah. He's over there now. So, but yeah, we still catch up and talk, and we did a collab last year.
Yep.
Hopefully another one this year. But yeah, so that sort of part of my career was definitely like big because we kind of pushed each other as well, and then we did the convention thing together, and it kind of forced you to try new things, step out your comfort zone and think outside the box a bit.
Yep.
And I think that definitely helped grow.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah, that's sort of, but it's hard to pinpoint like where it all sort of started. I was trying to think about it when you sent me the questions, but yeah, I don't know. I remember doing like portraits and stuff like early on, and just I never did a colour one till later, but just like black and grey stuff, just to sort of, get your eye in. And yeah, it wasn't until, a few years in before I started like experimenting with the colours and stuff like that. But it's definitely the first one you do is real like nerve-wracking, because you just don't know. You have a sense because you're an artist, but you don't know if you're going to overwork it, or if it's if the client's going to sit through it, because it's always big sessions doing portraits and stuff. So yeah, but that's sort of where it's at. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So early on, when you were kind of taking anything that came through the door, was there ever a point where there was another style that you were like, I would like to do this, and then you ended up doing the colour stuff? Or was it kind of always just taking whatever comes in and then that's the one that you landed on?
Pretty much did everything. Like, I kind of liked the neo-trad stuff.
Okay.
New school. I think that was like just with the times as well. Like, that was 15 years ago. Like, new school stuff was like, had been around for a bit, but it was quite, I guess it was quite popular when I started. But yeah, the neo-trad style probably like was something I wanted to do more of, but I never really, I don't know, it felt like I haven't really had like my own style this whole time. Like, I like just tattoo, I just don't really have like, I see some artists and you're like, oh, that's definitely his work, or that's, his work or her work or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't think I have like one thing that I do that defines my work, if that makes sense.
Fucking sick tattoos, I'd say.
Just trying to do good tattoos, I guess. Yeah.
No, fair enough. And then something that you touched on just before was you went across like over East, or had artists come across from over East where that was a bigger scene. I know that is still somewhat the case. Like, it's kind of a bigger community over East than it is over in Perth. Do you feel like that's still the case, or like with yourself, guys like Dan Malloy, Cal, some other guys, do you think that it's kind of evening out a little bit, or is it still just there's such a compact, like dense population over there compared to over here, it's never really going to catch up?
I think it's definitely bigger here now.
Yeah.
Like, well, not bigger than Melbourne or eastern states, but it's definitely like leveled out a bit. Like, there's a lot of good artists in Perth as well now. So, but that's really cool, because it's like, it's good for everyone that lives here, because they don't have to travel,
Thank fuck.
yeah. But yeah, we got some great artists in Perth, so which is really cool.
Yeah. And then obviously outside of tattooing, which is a lot of what we're going to touch on, you've got your family. So wife?
Fiance. Pretty much wife.
Yeah. That's the same as my situation.
Yeah.
We've been engaged for like 2 and a bit years now. So we're like, weddings are expensive, man.
Yeah.
Expensive. So yeah, you've got your fiance and one child, son? Two.
Yeah. So I got a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old.
Okay. I didn't know about the 1-year-old.
Boy and girl, yeah.
Okay, there we go. How do you balance work life and personal life, and how much of your work life do they see like when you're drawing at home, and does anything that you do with your drawing kind of influence them, or vice versa? Do they see something? Can you get any ideas from just them being creative thinking?
Yeah, so with the balance of everything, it's definitely hard, because everyone's situation's different, but we're quite lucky. Like, I do 4 days a week now. So I've dropped a couple of days. Like, I don't work weekends and Tuesdays, so I've got a bit of time there to spend with the kids. I feel like I've got enough free time as well to like recharge for work too. So I've got a pretty good balance in that sense.
Fill in the Gaps is proudly sponsored by Industry Tattoo Supply. Whether you're an artist looking to restock your equipment to keep the lights on, or a tattoo collector looking for a shirt or plushie to show off your love for body art, Industry Tattoo Supply has got you covered. Based right here in Perth, they pride themselves on delivering your tattoo gear and merch to the doorstep of your home or studio, which may be the same place depending on which artist you ask, in a timely manner. You can order directly from their website industrytattoosupply.com.au or check out their Instagram at industry_tattoo_supply for more information and blogs. Thank you to Industry Tattoo Supply for sponsoring the podcast. Industry Tattoo Supply. They put the artist first.
But yeah, with like drawing and stuff at home, like Carter, he's really into drawing and he's quite talented already. So he's fun to sort of, like Marley's still a bit young. She'll scribble on a bit of paper, but
not tattoo worthy.
No, not yet. But Carter, he's always like got a piece of paper out and he's drawing. He's trying to copy like something, or he's really good at thinking of things in his head that he's seen, and he'll just like draw it. So I'll sit down with him most days and like just scribble and stuff like that. But it's kind of fun because if he wasn't doing that, I probably wouldn't be drawing on paper as much as well. So it's kind of fun. Like he's probably making me do it more than what I would normally do. So he's cool. Yeah, and he just loves drawing. Yeah, and Pokemon at the moment is his thing. So he's just like
nice. Was Pokemon your thing like before, or
well, when I was like, it didn't sort of come about till I was like 9 or 10. So he's right into it real early. So already like ripping open packs of cards and stuff, but he just like froths it. He loves it. Yeah.
Any good cards recently?
What did he get the other day?
Gonna be honest, I know like 10 Pokemon, so you could just make one up now, and I'd be like, oh that sounds like a good one.
What did he get the other day? I got a Pikachu, like from it's a new set, Surging Sparks set. Yeah, that's like I don't know, $10 or something worth, but cool card. Yeah, and he was stoked. Yeah, he was like,
who's your favourite Pokemon?
I reckon Charizard for sure. He's
okay. I think that's my missus' favourite Pokemon as well. She likes Eevee and Charizard, I think.
Yeah. So. Eevee's my daughter's favourite, I think. Okay. She can't really say too many things, but Eevee.
Just sounds like Eevee.
One of the words she says,
Yeah. Mine's Ditto, just because I'm not involved enough with Pokemon to understand why Ditto isn't just the best Pokemon if it can be every other Pokemon. Yeah. So Ditto's mine,
There's an egg Pokemon. Execute.
Okay. Maybe that's going to have to be my new one. Maybe I have to get it tattooed on me. Fuck. Shit. Shouldn't have started talking about Pokemon. So outside of Pokemon and drawing, is there other things that you connect with, I guess more so your son, because your daughter's probably too young. Is there other things that you connect with your son on? Because I know that you're kind of interested in sport a little bit as well. So do you connect over that, or is it more so just the art and drawing and Pokemon?
He's definitely... athletic, like he's starting sports this year, so we're getting him into like basketball and some little athletics sort of stuff. So up until now, he does like show interest in stuff, but not like he's more artsy, like he's into his drawing and that. But I think once he starts having like a bit of routine with sports, I think it'll shift a bit, like he'll be a bit more balanced with like both. Yeah. But at the moment it's more drawing and just like being crazy and playing.
being crazy.
Yeah, being crazy.
Nice. Does he like watch the footy with you or anything like that? Or how much do you watch the footy, I guess, is another question.
I watch like a little bit. To be fair, the last couple seasons I haven't watched too much footy. I catch the old game here and there. But
you did also mention that you've kind of transitioned into being a West Coast fan, so that might have something to do with why you don't.
That's true. They didn't do too great, so it's hard to watch sometimes.
They're back on the up. They've got Harley, they've got Liam Baker, they've got Owies. They're good.
They're on the way back up. For sure.
Yeah.
We watch a bit of footy, watch a bit of basketball, but even that, I remember when I was a kid, like I was never really interested in watching it that much. It wasn't until I was playing myself and I sort of got into it a bit more. But yeah, I can sort of see the same thing in him. He's not really like super interested in it, but he'll like appreciate it and watch a little bit of it. I've taken him to a couple of footy games, and he'll watch a bit, but then he might watch a bit of the phone or something. To like
Nice. And then is your missus at all involved in like art in any way? Does she care about your art? I guess that's a harsh way to put it, but does she kind of look at what you're doing?
No, she's always been super supportive. So since day one, so she's always like, encouraged me to like do conventions and do traveling and seminars and stuff like that. And she wants me to be happy and fulfilled with work and stuff. So she's really supportive with that. She's not really like artsy herself, but she appreciates art and stuff. But she's a Pilates instructor.
Okay.
So
I think I've seen that. Does she have like her own company or brand?
Yeah, she's got a studio in Baldivis, Honey and Co.
Yeah. I follow them.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So she's doing really well with that. So we've both got two things, I've got the shop, she's got her shop.
Nice.
So we're quite busy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is her having the Pilates kind of what got you? Because I don't know how long you've been going to the gym for, but obviously, like I mentioned, you've been smashing it at FitStop.
Yeah.
Is her being involved in Pilates at all related to you getting into the gym, or have you always kind of?
I've always sort of done it.
Yep.
I think just been, I don't know, growing up, I was always playing footy, always playing basketball, and then getting into the higher levels of footy as I got older, and then trying to keep your body fit and in shape and stuff. And then just, in general, like going to the gym's just been a thing. Like my folks have always been, into their fitness and stuff as well. So it definitely like rubs off. But more recently, like, so after having kids, it gets a bit harder to sort of like make the time.
Yeah.
But as they get older, it's like you can start to like get your life back in order in a sense, like, and
fucking kids
getting back, fucking and get back into the gym. So
Fill in the Gaps is proudly sponsored by SW Laser Tattoo Removal. Have you got a tattoo that seemed like a good idea at the time but hasn't aged well? A piece of art that has always been anything but elegant? Or maybe a memory that you regret etching into your skin in the first place? That's right, people with their ex's name tattooed on them. I'm talking to you. SW Laser Tattoo Removal are here to help you. They use the highest quality equipment, including medical grade lasers, to ensure that your skin can say see you later to the ink that you regret. With shops located in Fremantle and West Leederville, SW Laser Tattoo Removal is the place to go for all your tattoo removal needs, and is trusted by tattoo collectors and artists all over Perth. To book your free consult and quote, message them on Instagram at SW Laser Tattoo Removal. That's at SW Laser Tattoo Removal, and say goodbye to your permanent regrets today.
But it's actually, so we went to Bali in September, and I'd really been working out for a few months. Like, we just had Mali, and it was just like, just hard. So September, CJ had put on like a retreat for Honey and Co members, and like if they wanted to go, you buy your ticket and sort of thing, go to this retreat. And I just went to sort of like look after the kids while CJ worked. And I jumped in on a couple of training sessions, and one was like really hard, but just sort of like made me want to get back into it again in a way.
It,
and I was like, fuck, I just need to like train again, and then as soon as we got back, I looked, and Baldivis FitStop opened up. So got back into it, and I've been loving it since. So just good. You feel good when you train, and especially with our job, like sitting down, tattooing, hunched over.
You got the fucking back going.
You need to like move your body. Probably bit of an advocate for that in a way. Like, So,
how many times or how much have you joined in on the Pilates? Because my missus has been saying she wants to try Pilates. I've been wanting to try it. I'm terrified. I've got no flexibility. Everything hurts all the time.
Yeah.
I want to do it, but I'm like terrified. How did you find it?
Well, I don't do it often, but I was for a while there. I was doing it once a week.
Yep.
And at the moment I'm doing it when I get the time to.
Yeah.
But obviously with the Fit Stop stuff, it's sort of that's taken over a bit, so it's been less and less Pilates. But it's really good. The stretch classes, the reformer, which is that big machine with the springs and stuff.
Yeah.
So, all that stuff, you do feel like different when you do it.
Different as in fucking ouch or...
Oh, yeah. It's like a mix. It's like you sort of get like a rude awakening, like how unflexible you are. But, you feel good. Like when you do move, you do feel good after. Yeah. But, it will take you like probably a few weeks to sort of like get into it. Like those first few sessions are going to be rough. Yeah.
And then just on like the whole family side of things, another thing I wanted to touch on, because I have no idea about, what is the fascination with Toy Story? Is there a fascination with Toy Story, or is it just because you've got a full sleeve, right? Toy Story stuff. Yeah. You've done quite a few Toy Story pieces that I've seen.
Yeah.
What's the fascination?
Well, it's funny. Like we were actually talking about it the other day. Like I don't really have like this weird obsession with it. Like that, people might.
Is it a secret obsession?
No. So I guess for me, like when I got this done, Toy Story was probably like the first animated film I ever sort of like really liked. Yeah. And I did have like a special part in my life when I was growing up. So it got me like drawing all the time and stuff like that. And it wasn't really like a thought until a few mates of mine got tattooed, and one got, Adam Milton?
I know the name.
He's a tattoo artist. He's got 2 Star Wars sleeves by a guy called Nathan. And they were unreal. Like the work was like insane. Perth artist, and no one was really doing that sort of style. Or doing that type of quality work in Perth at the time. Mm-hmm. And then another mate of mine got a Batman sleeve from him. And just, unreal. Looked really cool. So I was like, it would be different. Like, I liked Toy Story as a kid. I'll get a Toy Story sleeve. Yeah. And then it kind of just like crept into my, like, obviously my logo that I attached to everything. But it became like this thing. Probably more so than what it should. And then like people think I'm just like this real, super obsessed with Toy Story. It's not really the case.
Okay. So now where would you rank the Toy Story movies within like your top favorite movies? Like, are they top 3, top 5, top 10, top 100?
Oh, I think top 10, like the first one. First one would have to be the,
because that was going to be my next question. Is rank them like 1, 2, and 3.
I'd say the first one would have to be the best, just because it was the original, know. But maybe like number 2. I don't know. It's hard to. I think 3 wasn't that great.
What? You think Toy Story 3 wasn't that great?
No, I thought 4 was better.
That's unbelievable.
3.
I haven't watched them for a while, but to me, Toy Story 3 is the best one.
Yeah. To be fair, I haven't watched them for a while.
I thought you were like a Toy Story fanatic or something. One thing that I love to just like blow people's minds with is, in Toy Story, the like famous line that Woody says when they like pull his thing. Did you know that he says, "There's a snake in my boots"?
My boots.
Yeah, plural.
No, I didn't.
Weird.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But it's a
I didn't know
a
that.
thing. Everyone thinks that there's a snake in my boot, but there's a snake in my boots. Weird.
Things you find out.
Yeah. And who's your favorite character from Toy Story? If you say some basic answer like Buzz or Woody, I'm going to jump across this table.
Mrs. Nesbit.
Who's Mrs. Nesbit?
It's Buzz, but it's when he's going crazy and he's got all the pink.
I remember that. Yeah. Okay, nice. Nice. That's a good answer. I like that answer. And then, I mean, I want to touch a little bit more on the basketball and footy and sports kind of stuff. So you said that you played footy growing up and a little bit into later life. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then basketball. Do you still have the Youngbloods team playing basketball? Or
Nah.
is that done now or retired?
We're all old and injured, and no, we were doing really well. We won a couple of like championships, I guess you call them.
I'd call them that.
You call them that, yeah. We'll take what you can get, eh?
Yeah.
And then so it was our last sort of season, and one of the boys broke his wrist, I think. It was his wrist. And then Keegan broke his collarbone, I'm pretty sure, something like that. And it was just like in the space of like a few games, and it was just we all just kind of looked at each other like, I don't know, maybe that's it, eh?
Yeah. Was the one that broke their wrist tattoo artist as well?
No.
Okay.
He was my PT at the time,
Okay.
Connor. Yeah. So it was funny. Yeah,
that's rough. Okay.
Yeah.
And then footy. So who did you say you played for? Like Colts, and then
So early days, I played for Ross Moyne.
Okay.
So I played all my junior footy there, and then they do like the East Freo development squad.
Yeah.
So you sort of like start that from 14 or 15 or something. I can't remember. So I was doing that right up until we're into Colts. Played a year of Colts, and then I still had another year, and I didn't sort of make that team.
Yeah.
And then I went to. So Ross Moyne didn't have like a amateur league, so went to North Freo. I was there for a year, maybe two. I can't remember now. And then I had a year or two off and went to CBC, Freo, and played there until I was like 24, 25.
Okay.
And then, that was about it. Kind of just fizzled out.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting injured and, worried about hurting my wrists, and work was it was right when I was right in doing conventions, and, it was felt like a super important like period. Like I need to like push my
Can't
work.
really afford to risk it.
Yeah, and it's like footy's, it's fun, but it's not like I was getting paid for it or anything like that. It's just a bit of bit of fun. So just sort of picked work over footy, and kept playing basketball a little bit because it wasn't as hectic. But and then I sort of got more into my gym, I think, instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with the gym, do you, because you're with Fitstop, Colt? No.
Colt,
That's, what was the other one? F45, that's the Colt.
Yeah.
Do you do more so like the high intensity interval stuff? Do you do any of like the strength training and resistance training, or is it only the Fitstop kind of setup?
No, they do they do have those sort of classes in the schedule, I guess.
Yeah.
So they've got the high intensity ones, and they've got like a lift session, which is more like weights and stuff. So it's like that's what I found good about there. It's like a good mix.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like just the same, like busting your ass like all the time. Like it has done over Christmas because they do like a festive sweat thing. But when it's just during the year, you kind of break it up a bit, and it's not as like you'll have your running day and then you'll have your lift day, and which I find really good.
Yeah.
So it's not just, I think those classes where you just like annihilate yourself for an hour is where I just lose interest, because I'm like, I don't really feel that great like after.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do, but like when you're doing it every day or every second day, you just
tiring.
like, why am I fucking doing this?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no, that's fair. Did you ever do any of that kind of training while you were doing footy, or was it all kind of training, like doing workouts to benefit yourself for footy?
Well, when I was like in the more like serious part of footy, like Colts, that was probably like where I was playing like the highest level. I was never really training like at the gym or anything. It was we were doing gym sessions, but with footy. But I was still like 17, so I wasn't really like into all that yet. But and the sessions were just so hectic, like, running sessions and stuff, beep tests and 4K.
Good old beep test.
Yeah, 4K time trials and, full on. Like, I think about it now, I'm like, it's pretty hard what we were doing. But, yeah, and then when it got to, like, in playing for other teams, like, it was just social. So it was sort of, you'd train twice a week or whatever with the boys, but then you would, I might go do a training, like a couple gym sessions or something, but it was never really like
that serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. And what position did you play in footy?
In the end, I was in the back line. I was fullback, but I played everywhere. Played full forward when I was younger. Played midfield for ages because I used to be like quite fast and quick and that. But then just stacked on a bit of weight and
became Jeremy McGovern, right?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do some rapid fires and then we'll get out of here. And a would you rather.
Yep.
First rapid fire question, because it is just nearly 2025. What was your proudest moment in 2024, whether it's tattooing or otherwise? And what's a big goal for you in 2025?
Proudest moment? Fuck. I didn't think about that question. Proudest moment. I know, as a parent, my initial thing is to be like proud of my kids and stuff like that.
But you're like, they did fuck all.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe maybe like a goal for 2025. I want to do hopefully get to the New Zealand convention.
I want to get there as well.
Yeah, so it's not like a crazy goal, but I think just be fun, do a overseas convention again. But yeah, it's not really like a hard goal. It's just I got to buy a ticket,
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Buy. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm proud of. Actually, I know I'm proud of. So I own Youngbloods with Steve and Keegan. And I'm proud of us. We got through a pretty sort of hectic time there where we had another shop and we sold and we had a few people leave and it was quite hard sort of moment, but we got through it. So proud of the boys for we worked it all out and on the other side and looking to a good 2025 with the Youngbloods crew. But
nice.
That's probably
Was that good times?
Yeah, good times.
Yeah.
And it was good when we had it. No dramas. It was just hard to manage two shops.
Yeah.
It was really took it out of us all, and we never. So the way we'd split up the time, us three never worked with each other really for that whole time we had it, which is a real that's kind of how Youngbloods formed, was just us three at a shop, talked shit, and then we had brought people in, and it just it grew, and then trying to do a new shop, with a different way of growing it was hard, and just the whole thing was just completely different to how Youngbloods formed. So but it kind of worked for a bit, and then just we sort of would growing apart in a way, trying to work out personalities and keeping everyone happy, and it was tough, but we're here now. So
when did Good Times get made, or I don't know if you guys bought it or if you
we
built
bought
it, or
so it was already there. Guy Neil used to own it, and he'd had it for I think 9 years, maybe a bit less. He was moving to Queensland, so he was looking to sell, and was kind of having no luck. And we thought it'd be a good opportunity to we'd always wanted to try the two shop thing. And we didn't necessarily want to franchise out Youngbloods and stuff like that, but we just wanted to see if we could do it. And it worked for a bit, but it was tough in the sense that we would just split our time up, and different stages of our lives too. When we first started Youngbloods, me and Keegan didn't have kids as well, so, and Steve's kids were, at school and stuff, so it was easier. But then, like, fast forward to sort of when we do it, 22, 23, and, got 2 kids. Keegan's got three kids, so, it's just throws a spanner in the works in a way. Like, we're trying to, like, run businesses and stuff, so.
Only so many hours in a day.
That's it, yeah. But, yeah, we did it, and now we know we'll never do that again.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we'll just stick with Youngbloods.
Because am I right in Youngbloods got, like, rebuilt or, like, relocated or something like that? Like 2016 or something like that, somewhere around there?
2018.
Okay.
2018. Yeah, 2018. So we had a fire.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Yeah.
And we basically moved from one shop next door.
Okay.
And then we were on the corner of this, like, unit. And then, 2019, we moved up the road.
Okay.
And then we moved in 2020.
Yep.
When it was all done, and then COVID happened. And then, we all had like 3 months off.
Yeah. Yep.
As we started a new lease, so that was interesting too. But
fun.
Yeah.
Because I think I've only been to Youngbloods once, and I think that was like quite soon after you guys had just moved after the fire.
Yeah.
And I had no idea.
Keegan tattooed you.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I still feel so bad about that because it's not Keegan's style at all, and I have no idea why I went to him, and I feel so bad, like from the bottom of my heart that I went to him, like now knowing that I should have just gone to someone that did a style similar to that.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, hey, Keegan, do this. I'm like, fuck, I was an asshole. Like, why the fuck would I do that? And
that's all right.
From memory, I think you'd tattooed Coolio a couple of days before. Or
right.
Like
Yep.
So rest in peace, Coolio.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Seemed like a weird dude from when I saw him perform. But yeah, because I seen him that might have been why you tattooed him, because he performed at Groove in the Moo.
Yeah, he was here.
Yep.
Here for that. I don't know if he was doing any other shows, but yeah.
Because he was at Groove in the Moo when I saw him, and like Hilltop Hoods and Billie Eilish and all that were there as well. Yep. And then, I got tattooed, and you were talking about how you tattooed him, and everyone was like, oh, what was he like? And you're like, yeah, he was definitely a guy.
Yeah, it was strange. It was weird to be around someone like that. I don't know, just this whole like group that, I don't know, it was one of his manager. His manager, his drummer, and someone else. Or it might have been, his manager was played the sax as well. But I tattooed them first and then tattooed Coolio. But I tattooed all day at Youngbloods as well. So and then went up to the city, tattooed them. Coolio was last, and he was just a character, eh? Like,
what did you tattoo on him?
So he didn't know what he wanted, like, the whole time. So when I first got there, I tattooed I think his name was Jarez or something.
Sounds about right.
I tattooed him, and that was like an hour and a half. Then the drummer came in, tattooed him, another hour and a half. So then we're at like, it was about 11:30. Coolio comes in, meet him. He's like, still don't know what I want. I'm going to go for a walk. I'll come back and I'll let you know. And I was just sitting there like, okay, like, okay, whatever. He comes in, he goes, I know what I want. And he's taken a photo of the Duxton Hotel logo.
Okay.
Which is like a silhouette of a lion, but just anyway, I was like, yeah, whatever. By that point, I was so tired. I was like, fuck, just want to get this over and done with. And then I've sent one of them down to the reception to get it printed out, stenciled it on, and tattooed him. And he wasn't really like too chatty while I was tattooing, but then after, once he got the phone out, it's like, I'll do a video for you, and then he's become this character on once the phone was out, you know, and
of course
being real like, Jackson May from Youngbloods, and
Did you get much of like a following or anything like that after that, or like much like interaction on that post, or was it?
I can't remember. Not really, I don't think.
Because I feel like Coolio, I don't know when Gangsta's Paradise came out. I think before I was born. I think it was like late 90s or something, wasn't it? Or
I wouldn't even have a clue. It was like
from
early.
Then to like mid 2010s, Yeah, I mean, I feel like you'd probably get like a bit of interaction from it, but not as if you were fucking tattooing Billie Eilish or some shit like that. Like, yeah.
I think I even reposted it like last year or the year before, and
Yeah.
just did like a new reel, and I don't even think that really got much.
Yeah.
much traction,
Everyone's like, who?
Yeah, who's that?
I mean, I'll be honest. I know the song "Gangster's Paradise." Couldn't name you another Coolio song, and I don't know what he looks like. I've got absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
he's a character.
big rip to him. Second question: what is a hot take that you have about food? So, a take that you have on food that everyone disagrees with you with, that you will like die on the hill about. Because you had a pretty basic bitch answer at the West Oz Tattoo Festival about your favourite flavour of chips. So,
what did I say?
Salt and vinegar.
Salt and vinegar. Yeah, it's basic.
Good answer. Basic though.
Food.
Like, what's something that you either love and everyone just hates, or something that you hate and everyone loves?
Well, it's probably another basic fucking answer, but coriander is like one of those things. I get that soapy taste when I eat it.
People say it tastes like soap. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like that's like a 50-50.
Yeah.
It's not really
everyone
like,
either loves it or hates it.
Yeah. I don't know. Foods.
What's the best flavour of shapes?
Best flavour of shapes.
Because I don't know if you saw, I made this clip when I had Chase on from Incredible Parlour, and we're talking about chicken crimpy, and I was saying how it's one of the most overrated snacks of all time. Like, people lose their mind over it, and they're fine, but they're not that good.
Yeah.
So what's the best flavour? Because
I think
again, like the salt and vinegar, there is a correct answer.
Yeah.
It's not my personal favourite, but I think it's the right answer. So.
I think, I don't really eat them, but I think my favourite is probably the pizza flavour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pizza's the best.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
So what snacks do you eat then?
Right.
Or you're on that
when
fitness grind?
When I'm having a good week, I'll eat either stuff that like we've made the night before, or like those fitness meals. What do you call them? I don't even know what they are. There's like Woolies meals and stuff that they make. So it's just like convenient stuff, and then usually always have eggs and avo for brekkie. Snacks, I don't know. It's hard at the shop because we got Macca's next to us as well. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if you haven't brought anything that day, you're kind of fucked.
That's like us now. We've got a 7-Eleven right behind our house, and then a Macca's across the road, and then Taco Bell's like a 5-minute drive from us.
Right.
So
yeah.
It's tough.
So you got to you got to make sure that you take something. Yep. Otherwise, you're like, just
Macca's. Yeah.
I always have a coffee. I love my coffee. Just got a coffee machine for Christmas.
Nice.
That's not really a snack.
What's your coffee order then? And with the eggs, how do you have your eggs cooked? Like a fried egg, how do you have it cooked?
So coffee. Coffee's always changed over the years. Used to be like flat whites, and then it went to
basic bitch.
Yeah, then it went to long blacks.
Okay.
And then espresso shots, and then I started having almond cappuccinos.
Okay.
And then now I'm on oat lattes.
Okay, you're on the oat milk.
On oat, yeah, but I've heard oat's not that great, so I might change it up to like, I don't know. I just can't really drink normal milk. Like I can, but it just gives me a gut ache. So.
I'm the same. Like milk to me, like full cream milk is a top tier drink. I will drink milk just by itself, but it's awful for my stomach.
Yeah.
So I normally on lactose free full cream or soy milk.
Yep. Yeah, soy. Yeah.
Soy's not bad from the right company.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's shit though.
Yeah.
And then how do you have your eggs cooked?
And my eggs the same. Like I'll cook them. Like this morning I had poached.
Okay.
But then most mornings I'll do scrambled because it's easier.
Okay.
Because I can just dish up for the kids.
Yeah.
But then fried will be sort of runny, you know.
Okay. Slightly runny, or just like don't flip it?
I like it when you flip it. Oh, actually, no. What do I like?
This is the question.
I'm trying to think.
Because I've had people come on here and they say that they just leave it and they don't flip it so that it's runny, and that is disgusting.
Well, I'll do so when I cook them. I'll just crack them in.
Yeah.
Put a dash of water and put the lid on,
Okay.
and then they sort of you don't need to flip them, and they're not like gooey.
Yeah.
You know, like snotty.
Yeah.
They're like.
I think Tony might have said the same thing.
Yeah.
To be honest.
And then they're
Might have
like
been him.
they're runny, but then they're not like disgusting.
Do you do like the whole like dipping into the yolk thing or?
Nah, just eat them. Yeah.
Good.
Just cut it.
Good. No need for all the extra shit.
Yeah.
And then last rapid fire question before the would you rather. What exotic animal would you most want as a pet? In a world where like they're just obedient to you. So like you can say like a hippo or something and it's not just going to kill you straight away.
Yeah. We actually had this conversation the other day. And I said bear. But then I was like, that's silly because then they've got to have like feed it heaps of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So probably like
in this world, you've got the environment to keep them in, and you've got enough food to feed them.
okay.
So it's just what one would you want to have?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a bear, but I don't know. Probably like a monkey or something.
Monkeys are so cool.
Yeah, it'd be cool,
I like
especially if it was
monkeys.
obedient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the TikToks of like the people that have monkeys and they put like nappies on them?
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
just like run around
Yeah.
the house. That's
Yeah.
the dream, right?
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
If you did go with bear, what kind of bear?
Well, if it's obedient, I'd get like a full grizzly.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be
Brown
cool
bear,
as
yeah, yeah.
gangster.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say polar bear for a second there, and I was
Yeah.
like, fuck no. Even if it's obedient, I wouldn't trust it.
Yeah.
God, no. Absolutely not. Okay, so monkey or bear.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
Why not?
you said you've talked about it in the studio. This is all this podcast is. It's just bringing studio chats
Just
to life.
studio banter.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Welcome to it. Okay, I've got a would you rather for you. Have you thought of one? If you haven't, it's okay.
No, I haven't. No, sorry.
Not fucking good enough. Okay, kind of related to sports a little bit. Would you rather have to cut the grass at the MCG with a pair of scissors, and each piece of grass has like a mark on it of where you have to cut it, and if you don't do it right, you got to go back and fix all of it? Or have to paint every seat in Madison Square Garden with a 10mm paintbrush?
Oof. Both shit.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the grass.
Okay. It's not like a super sharp pair of scissors either. It's just like a standard like Kmart pair
just
of
blunt.
scissors. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a slow painter, so I
I
might be better at cutting. I think.
I was meant to check how many seats are in Madison Square Garden as
Yeah.
well, but I think it holds around about 10,000.
Mm,
I think.
it's a lot of seats.
Yeah, it is, especially with
But-
a small paintbrush.
Blades of grass, but I feel like you could get a few in each thing.
But then if you don't cut them the right length, you got to go back again.
Yeah,
or if you
true.
cut them too short, then they regrow and you have to do them again.
Yeah. Look, I think it's a lose-lose for sure. on that
Oh,
one.
absolutely. There's no right answer.
I'm going to stick with the grass, but
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
There we go.
My original second option, instead of the painting the seats, was the grass, or have to do a full like neck to back of the ankles tattoo on Shaq, but you get no credit for it.
Oh. Yeah, maybe Shaq. That'd be cool.
That's why I
Then
got
at
rid of it,
least-
because I was like, then you can say you've tattooed
Yeah,
Shaq.
yeah,
don't you?
yeah, exactly.
No one
And you
believes
could tell everyone, they just would think you're crazy.
Yeah.
They'd be like, yeah, well, I know.
Yeah. There we go. All right. That's all for today. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for
I
having
appreciate
me.
it.
Yeah.
Anytime, man. Where can people find you, either working or on socials?
So working at Youngbloods Tattoo Studio, Rockingham, and socials is Jackson May _tattooist on Instagram. So
There we go. Go
Yeah.
hit him up. Go check out his work. It's insane. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening. Please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, share the show, tell everyone about it. Thank you to the Hen House for having me. Check out the website fitgpod.com and all socials fitg_podcast or something similar. And thank you to the sponsors, Industry Tattoo Supply and SW Laser Tattoo Removal. Thanks again for being on. And remember, Toy Story 3 is the best Toy Story. See you later.